Just for the reality check, we're going to talk about space here. So we're talking about that. This is our playground. This is our industry. And this is not an imagination of some artist. This is a real picture from a telescope. So far away, so scary, so beautiful, but still scary. But there is one thing in space which is beautiful, not scary, and very close, that. And by that, I mean this. Images of our Earth through the super-duper cameras of the satellites that are flying above us. Angelina Bekasova from the Ministry of Economics, and I'm here to make the case that nowadays, farmers are as much space people as astronauts are. So look, a nice picture. Here you see agriculture in Spain from a satellite. A very complicated picture, not only because of the many colors, but it's called multi-temporal image. Look, you have large farmlands, and you grow different crops. It would be very nice to manage them, and not by running in the field, but by sitting nicely on your computer and see what's going on to plan your resources. So this image combines three processed images, one taken in September, one in October, and one in December. So the yellow spots are for the crops that were active in September. The red ones are those that were active in October and September, and the blue ones are for December crops. This is smart agriculture. Another image just as amazing as the previous one, Egypt. There was a large-scale, long-term project in Egypt to start using the Sahara for agricultural activities. Why round? Because they use the central pivot irrigation system, and the resources are scarce, so it would be very smart to manage them very wisely. So when you have to irrigate the crops, when you have to fertilize them. So this is used all over the world, and here European satellites help a lot. Well, I mentioned farmers, but it was just for the nice title of the speech. Here you see the Baltic Sea. In the Baltic Sea, you see the algae that are blooming. Our sea is very famous for. Two boats are crossing the sea. It's not your usual view from your Tallinn trip to Stockholm, just because you need satellites to see the algae blooming. Looks nice, but actually it's not very cool, because algae are blocking the marine life from the sunlight and from oxygen. They release toxins, so that should be managed. Again, a very colorful image. They applied exactly the same approach as the first image I showed you, but this time in Italy, close to the river Po. By this, I mean that these images is not just one-time works of art. This is a technology that you can apply whenever, wherever you are, for, again, smart activities on Earth. Then you also include different other technologies, digital technologies, satellite navigation, or IoT, or even 5G, sensors on the ground, and especially artificial intelligence for business. But not everything is about business and money. A lot is also about our security and quality of life. This picture is not as colorful as the previous one, because nothing to be happy about. This is the floods in Latvia. We have them in 2023 because we had a lot of snow and then suddenly started melting. So huge floods that we usually don't have in Latvia. So this image is taken by a radar. Why radars are nice? Because they can see through the clouds, and we have a lot of clouds. So the authorities, when we had these floods, quickly requested the Copernicus Emergency Management Service from the European Commission to receive these maps as quickly as possible to plan their emergency activities. Good news for you. Welcome to the Bahamas, completely free of charge, because this data is available free of charge to each of us, whether that be for research, education, or for business. You combine it with other data, and then you have smart solutions for all industries you can think of. So it's not only about farming, it's about, through satellites you can see the content of water, you can see the content of the air, you can see how the weather behaves. So a nice thing to use, and it's also space. So for any space-related question, whether that is a space or space for Earth, we're always very open to provide support if it's about Latvia. And special thanks to the EU Space Support Office for providing me with these images. And also, I welcome you to approach them for any EU space program-related questions. Earth observation, navigation, careers, business support, their job is to help you orient yourself there. But that's not all. A cool initiative of the European Commission to look for Destination Earth. We're going to have a huge digital twin of the world. It's going to use satellite data, but also data from sensors. It's going to use the European high-performance computing infrastructure and sophisticated AI models. National and regional digital twins will have an opportunity to get integrated there to benefit from all the infrastructure they will offer. So for the guests, have a good time in this purple, orange, yellow country. For the locals, do space business here. Thank you very much.